Hello everyone, so my name is Daniel Padilla Vega. I am a current OTD resident here at the LAC-USC Primary Care Adult West Clinic, and I'm also a current OTD student ambassador, part of the USC Chan Division of Occupational Science and Occupational Therapy. So this week I hope to share what a typical week of OTD residency looks like for me. I hope you enjoy seeing some of the stuff that I do, and I hope it helps you either prepare for those that are getting ready for their own OTD residency or those, still thinking about perhaps pursuing an OTD. My residency is under the clinical track, even though it has a research component. I'm actually the third resident at this site, and most of our focus is on the clinical aspect. However, we do have the responsibility of collecting data and documenting, so then we can go back and analyze, some of that data, some of the outcomes, and hopefully advocate for more OT and lifestyle redesign services in a primary care setting. So I'm currently the only occupational therapist at the clinic. Occupational therapy offers 1-hour OT sessions, and we meet with our clients at least once a month. But depending on the client, we might meet more frequently. So I deliver services both in English and Spanish to clients from a predominantly low-income background. And in collaboration with other members from the primary care team, our focus is providing OT services using a lifestyle redesign approach to clients with diabetes and/or hypertension. So our interventions really incorporate both educational and skill building components related to personal and contextual factors that may be impacting a client's chronic condition self-management. Some of the common topics that we might cover are things such as healthy eating, stress management, physical activity, medication adherence, and many other things. I currently manage a caseload of about 50 clients all by myself. And since March of 2020, we have been providing telehealth services via phone due to COVID-19. So unfortunately, having phone visits does limit our visuals and our normal in-person interactions. But we're hoping that in the next couple of weeks and months that things start opening up at clinic again. So at the clinic, I work with a pretty big team, I would say. So I work with 8 or more primary care doctors, 1 physician assistant, 2 nurse practitioners, 2 clinical pharmacists, a couple of care managers, which is a specific program at the clinic, a couple social workers with a specific focus, community health workers, certified medical assistant, and a lot of nurses. And lastly, we also have our front desk clerks. When working with a big primary care team, I think in the beginning it can be really intimidating. Having to communicate with primary care doctors, whether it's communicating something that may have been missed, or you recommending a referral, or just advocating for your patient for something that hasn't been addressed. Being a new OTD resident, it can be tough. A lot of times I found myself questioning certain things, or not feeling confident in sending certain messages to the providers. But at the end of the day, I learned that some of the things that we do in OT can make a big impact in our patients' lives. And also getting more practice and more confident in your role as an OT and your credentials as another healthcare provider, part of the team. So I will say that from the fall semester to spring semester, I did see a change in my confidence and also just kind of the way that I addressed certain situations. I do feel a lot more confident now in my skill set and my ability to advocate not just for my patients, but also for occupational therapy. So during Monday mornings, I have what we call admin time. So during this time, I don't see any clients. This is a chance for me to catch up on documentation, perhaps work through the occupational therapy wait list. I may contact a client that perhaps missed their last appointment with me and we need to reschedule. There's also other tasks that I may be working on, perhaps putting together a few resources for clients, kind of preparing for my Monday afternoons. So after clinic, I do like to do some type of exercise, whether it's at home or go running. I think it's really important that I get some movement after sitting all day. And also it's just, one of my meaningful occupations, just making sure that I'm physically active and that I'm kind of getting my exercise in throughout the week. So part of my residency this semester is taking a few electives. Two of the ones that I'm taking are 1-unit pain education courses under the Keck School of Medicine. So the first one that I'm taking, here's a presentation that I'm getting ready for this week, is Pain 704, Pain in Society. This course focuses on exploring societal issues related to pain and pain management. It may include culture, ethnicity, caregiving, social and psychological factors. And then this other course that I'm taking, it's Pain 720, Physical and Occupational Therapies for Pain Management. This course focuses on providing an overview of techniques and interventions used for assessing and treating chronic pain from a PT and OT perspective. Good morning, everyone. I'm up early today. It is 6:10 a.m. So pretty sleepy. Just waiting to get my coffee in a little bit to start my day. So I tend to get up pretty early so that I can prepare everything and just be ready by the time that I start seeing clients at 8 a.m. Today I will be working from home, so that's a plus. I don't have to commute. Today I do expect a really busy day, so a lot of back-to-back things happening, so I might not have time to check in a lot, so I will try and check in at the end of the day. So for me personally, what I use for organizing all my stuff is Google Calendar. And as you can see, this is what my week looks like. A lot of my time goes to clinic time with clients. And then after that, there's a couple of things such as meetings, trainings, and classes. And also student ambassador work, making sure I do get my workouts in throughout the week. Yeah, but this is the most efficient way that I found to kind of organize everything. On top of that, I also have my little notebook. So in my notebook, I keep reminders and notes for myself regarding clinic, homework, and really anything that I need to be aware of and not forget. Also, what I started doing this semester, actually this year, I started to use more sticky notes. So just making sure I write myself even more reminders, whether I put them on the computer monitor or my notebook, or really just writing to-do lists. I think that's super helpful. I just finished my Tuesday night class. Usually it goes from 4:30 to 7:30. So I wanted to share with you all some of the books that I've read in this class so far. So a lot of these books, I actually never got the chance to read them before. And this week we're reading this book called Odyssey to the North. So actually really excited to read this book. So you're probably wondering, what is this elective he's talking about? So I'm currently taking an elective called Immigrants, Illness, and Narrative Medicine under the Keck School of Medicine. And narrative medicine is a medical approach that utilizes people's narratives in clinical practice, research, and education to promote healing. So I actually think this goes hand in hand with a lot of the things that we do in occupational therapy. So one of the things that I like the most about this elective is that it examines immigrants' experiences in the United States through a narrative medicine lens. And I actually got the privilege to interview a member of the community, and I got to learn about his immigrant experience and how that affects the way that he navigates the healthcare system. Just getting my stuff ready this morning. So today I have a pretty full day, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So yeah, pretty long day, and I just gotta try and beat traffic right now. So I'll check in a little bit. So I just got done doing the morning brief in the clinic. I wasn't able to show you because there's usually patients walking around, but Another thing too that OT does every Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday. So during brief, we guide the group through a wellness activity. Today we did morning stretches. They really like that there's someone here to guide them through those stretches every Wednesday. And yeah, we just finished doing that. Now I'm getting ready for my 8:30 a.m. I have a client, and then after that a lot of back-to-back. So really busy day. All right, let's bring that chin to our chest. And again, if you feel comfortable, apply a little pressure at the top of your head. And as soon as you're at the top, take a deep breath in and exhale. So this is what the room I work with looks like at clinic. So pretty standard medical equipment, the bed, and then the computer. Yeah, so these are the rooms that we would use if the patient were to come in. However, you know, since COVID, we've only had phone visits. So really I use this room just to work. One of the things that I like to do whenever I'm prepping for clients or just for the day is open up my folders. So I bring these with me every day. I have them at home and bring them to clinic. Just make sure, you know, I have available resources. Sometimes, you know, I'll have them ready to discuss with a patient, whether it's education or an activity sheet. During COVID, it's been a lot tougher because I don't have the patient here to go over it. Now I have two options. I kind of go over it with them on the phone and then send it to them, or send it to them prior to our phone call, and then we can go over it together on the phone. Again, really important for our clinic to have Spanish resources, since our population's mostly Spanish speaking. So yeah, these two folders, really important for me to do the work that I do. So if you're wondering how many notes I probably get in a day, so on a full day I want to say I get around 8 full notes. So these can be progress notes, evaluations, discharge, really anything that needs to be documented. So that can get pretty busy. So documentation, sending messages to providers, just communicating within the team, and responding to emails. All of that keeps me pretty busy and typing all day. So yeah, that's kind of what a full day looks like. I think once you get comfortable and, you know, get a lot of practice with your documentation, you do feel a little bit more confident, and you do get a lot faster. So during my first summer here with the clinic, which was my last level 2 field work, I had a lot of practice with documentation. I remember the first couple weeks I really struggled with just writing a note. I do appreciate my fieldwork educator at the time. She was really patient and just taught me a lot about how to document. But every setting is different, so I think every new setting will come with its challenges of documentation and especially reimbursement. So just checking in, right now it is 5:30 p.m. So I stayed a little longer to finish documentation, but I finished it, which is always good. Tomorrow in the morning I do have what we call admin time, so I could have finished the notes then, but I want to use that time to kind of do chart reviews and get ready for the day tomorrow. So right now I'm gonna get all my stuff and then start heading home. So usually LA traffic takes a big part of my day. So yeah. So I didn't end up working out today. Instead, I took a nap. Now I gotta do my student ambassador work, and I'm pretty tired, so it's only 1 hour today, so I'm gonna get that done, and then probably just go to bed pretty early because I'm pretty exhausted from the full clinic day. So yeah, it happens. Yeah. Morning, everyone. So I just got to the clinic. I just parked. I was a little worried about traffic, but it turned out okay. Yeah, so today, again, another long day, 8 to 5. Feeling a little bit tired from the week. I feel like every day that progresses, I gradually get more and more tired. But I had some coffee this morning. It always helps. And also just working a lot on changing my mentality from looking forward to the weekend, because I feel like that puts me in a place where I'm not enjoying the work that I do during the week. So getting to work and enjoying the things that I do as an OT, and even the difficult part of the job, I try to look at the positive side of it. So yeah. So this morning I'll spend my time doing some chart reviews. Since I finished documentation yesterday, I don't really have anything to catch up on. Another thing that's important is to check kind of their attendance with their visits. So one of the things it's pretty common with this population, sometimes they miss visits due to, they're unable to answer the phone, or they weren't able to make it here in person. So just making sure that I check that, and then during our OT session, making sure they get connected again to that provider and reschedule a new appointment. That's really important. Another thing I look for is emergency department visits. So just looking at the reason for their visit, how long their stay was, and then just discharge instructions and precautions. So just making sure that the patient is safe, and then just kind of discussing with them perhaps some of the reasons that led to that emergency department visit. That's important. And lastly, we like to check what it is we did in our last OT session. So for example, if we last talked about healthy eating and there was something that we didn't get a chance to cover, just making sure that we follow up on those things, and always making sure that whatever we do prepare for the session or we discuss during session, that it is addressing their long-term goals, again with a focus on supporting our clients with diabetes and or hypertension, and really anything that might be impacting their health self-management. That's something that we really like to focus on. So it's 1:30 and I'm barely having lunch. We had a pretty long meeting that went over, so that happens sometimes. I think what helps is that I fast every morning, so I really don't eat until 12 and after. So that's kind of helped my body survive until I can get lunch, but barely having my lunch. So yeah, sometimes it happens where I have to eat in between clients. Ideally, that's not something I like to do, but sometimes that's the only choice I have. Yeah, just I try to be mindful, but there's some really busy days where I just don't have the time. So hopefully you don't get too much of this, but I think it is part of the experience of being a clinician, where you kind of have to eat in between clients or whenever you get a chance. So I have two more notes, and then I'm done for the day. I'm ready with my music. I'm just gonna kind of get in the zone and document, and then I'll be done for the week. So here's my dinner, some fruit, protein, and I have some work as a student ambassador tonight. So I'll be up pretty late. So that's it for today. I'm done with work. Now I'm just gonna watch some TV. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope this was helpful. Below I'll be sharing my email, so feel free to reach out if you have any questions regarding the OTD, grad school, or occupational therapy in general. I'll be more than happy to connect with you, and fight on.